And welcome to State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. The 49ers and Cardinals, both 1-6, meet for the second time in 3 weeks, with the Cardinals getting their only win of the year against the 49ers. Cardinals have won the toss and they deferred, so the 49ers will get the ball first. Dick Stockton, Mark Schlereth, and Jen Hale on the sidelines for us today. And there is C.J. Beathard, who's going to run the plays for Kyle Shanahan, who said, if we play exactly like we did in the first time we played them, without the turnovers, I'll be very happy. 5 turnovers cost the 49ers the game. They outplayed the Cardinals. See what happens in the rematch. And this is going to be Richie James running it out for the 49ers. And James gets to the 20 before he is pushed back. So C.J. Beathard. And Beathard, who has been starting in place of Jimmy Garoppolo, who suffered the torn ACL, had his career game against the Arizona Cardinals in Week 5, but committed a lot of turnovers, and that was what really ruined the 49er effort. They start from the 20-yard line. And the pitch goes to Matt Breida. And the 49ers lose yardage thanks to Josh Bynes. 49ers come in second in the league in rushing, but they won't have receiver Pierre Garçon nor their starting center Weston Richburg.
Yeah, and you look at them, Kittle is the guy. The tight end, George Kittle, is the guy that really has a rapport with C.J. Beathard, and he is just an incredible athlete. Really has a sense for this offense and great at the point of attack in the run game.
Second down and 12. And they go to Breida again. And Breida will be brought down for a short gain up to the 22. Marcus Golden, the Arizona Cardinal defensive team, last in the league against the run, which doesn't bode well against the running game. But the Cardinals are without Corey Peters, a defensive tackle, and Robert Kimdichie starting in place of him.
Yeah, and Chandler Jones and Patrick Peterson, two of the premier athletes on this Arizona team. Patrick Peterson obviously had some issues this week, but he is fully ready to go. One of the great players that we have in this league at the cornerback position.
Third down and 6. Want to welcome our new audience. This is the opening series of our game between the 49ers and the Cardinals. 49ers with possession to start the game.
Charge timeout. San Francisco, they're first.
And the 49ers call a timeout. Well, this is a game looking at San Francisco that injuries to Garoppolo, their starting quarterback, and turnovers have been the big problem for them this year.
You always have a clock, an internal clock inside your head as a player, like when a play should be over. C.J. Beathard needs to develop that. You have to trust your eyes. When you see the throw, just let it eat. Just turn the ball out of your hand and go. Trust what you see. He tends to hold it a little bit too long. That's why so many turnovers. In 9 starts, every game he's either had a fumble or an interception. Has to clean that up for Kyle Shanahan today.
7 interceptions. He's lost 4 fumbles in 4 starts. So he's got to right things. Kyle Shanahan says, I want to play like we did, even though we lost, is eliminate the turnovers. Third down and 6. And Beathard is going to go down, and it's going to be Chandler Jones and Marcus Golden. And Chandler Jones had a great game the first time they played. Golden wasn't active, but Jones was the NFC Defensive Player of the Week for his efforts the first time they played.
Yeah, and he's just going to get an upfield rush. So up and then back underneath. Look at, jam it in the inside, create some separation, get to the quarterback, and then let Marcus Golden clean it up for you. Excellent effort by Jones.
And so 4th down, and Bradley Pinion will be punting, and Christian Kirk back deep, and a fair catch. The Cardinals will have good field position for their first offensive series beyond the 35. You know you're interested in the late-breaking game, and Carissa Thompson with a game break. Carissa.
Didn't get to see the end of this one, but Bengals and Bucks, they were tied at 34 after the Bucks completed a 21-point comeback, but with 5 seconds left, Randy Bullock hits the 44-yard field goal. Bengals snap a 2-game losing streak with a 37-34 win. Dick, Mark, and Jeff.
All right, Carissa, thank you very much. Meanwhile, It's the first series for the Cardinals and for their new offensive coordinator, Byron Leftwich, who was promoted after being the quarterback's coach. He's had 10 days to get ready for this one. And the first play is a handoff to David Johnson. And that's the guy that the Cardinals really want to see get going. He has been hampered so far this year. So Josh Rosen, whose one win was against the 49ers in week number 5, making his 6th start.
And there's your first play call, right? I mean, you get the first opportunity to call a play, and very conservative throw down. I'm like, if I'm Byron Leftwich, maybe I'm saying, hey, listen, man, I'm just going to chuck one deep just to break the ice a little bit in the first game I've called. Go conservative. I get that. It's okay.
We don't want to say same old yet.
Right.
Second down and 10 on the 36. Rosen with a short drop. And the pass incomplete. It was intended for Fitzgerald, and Richard Sherman playing today, battling a calf injury, defending on the play. So the Cardinals offense, they are averaging only 13 points a game, 31st in scoring in the game, and thus Leftwich enters the scene.
Yeah, and Leftwich, I mean, you're not going to completely change an offense in 10 days of preparation. What you're trying to do is clean some things up, scheme some runs to have some success. That's really where he's at.
Third down and 10. And they spread it out. And here comes the blitz. Rosen getting rid of it in a hurry. The pass is caught, but they're going to lose yardage. Ricky Seals-Jones, the tight end, hit immediately by Cassius March, the defensive end. A loss of 1, so the 49ers do the job on their first defensive effort.
Well, when you're bringing the blitz, you're just going to run Cassius March, the defensive end, off in coverage, man-to-man on Seals-Jones, and plays it perfectly with outside leverage, the outside shoulder, making sure he's got that tackle. You never want to trail that play. Very nice design and very nice execution by the Niners here on the first drive.
So Andy Lee, who spent 11 years as the kicker for the 49ers, will be punting to Richie James. And a good kick by Lee sends James back to the 10. And he is run out of bounds by Gerald Hodges. So the 49ers running game, second in the league. That's one of the bright spots for them this year, led by Matt Breida. They'll come onto the field when we come back to Glendale in just a moment. '49ers smashed by the Rams last week, 39-10. And still looking for their first road victory of the year. Cardinals looking for their first home win, as a matter of fact. From the 25. Completes the pass to Kendrick Bourne, close to the first down as we send it down. More on C.J. Beathard with Jen Hale.
Well, Dick, it's been a tough start for Beathard. 17 turnovers so far this season, and his coach Kyle Shanahan was concerned the critics might be getting to him. So he called him in this week and told him about another young quarterback who'd had an even worse start. 19 turnovers in the same amount of games. That quarterback, Kirk Cousins. Obviously, it's worked out okay for Cousins, and Shanahan told Beathard it can be the same for him if he concentrates on writing his own story.
Right now, he concentrates on getting it to his meal ticket, Jen. George Kittle, and Kittle gets the first down. And so comparing Kirk Cousins' beginnings to C.J. Beathard, pretty similar, Matt.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you look at 59, 58, the completion percentage. I mean, everything here is pretty right down the middle. And you know that Kirk Cousins just signed a 3-year, fully guaranteed $84 million contract. So you're saying, listen, it's tough for all of us when we first start out. Just keep hanging in there.
Confidence, got to have that tight formation. And the handoff is to Matt Breida, who comes into the game, leading the NFL, averaging nearly 7 yards per carry. Josh Bynes is right there.
And I love what Coach Shanahan did. I mean, confidence can be fleeting in this league. When you're not having success, you know, it's hard to stay confident. It's hard to stay positive. Kyle Shanahan calling him into the office, that's one of those leadership qualities his father had. Mike Shanahan, my head coach. Come into the office, sit down. It's never as bad as they say it is. It may never be as good as they say it is, but it's never as bad, so make sure you keep it in perspective.
Second down and 7. Alfred Morris into the game, play action, and Beathard looking for help. And Beathard dives forward and pick up a couple of yards as Benson Mayowa and Josh Bynes make the tackle. A 1-yard gain. And Stink, you talk about Mike Shanahan, and you have 2 Super Bowl rings thanks to the Denver Broncos and Shanahan's leadership.
There's no question about it. John Elway had a little something to do with it. So did Terrell Davis. I was just kind of along for the ride, but you know, that kind of leadership, that kind of style, making sure your players understand their importance, that's what makes the difference in this league from a coaching standpoint.
49ers 25th on 3rd down conversions. They need 6, and flag is down. And coming in was Chandler Jones. No one picked him up, and the sack on the play, but offside on the play, and it may be against the Cardinals. We'll check and see.
Offside. Defense number 55, unimpeded to the quarterback. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And that's how Chandler Jones got in so fast.
Yeah, and he's down here on the far side of the line, just jumping the snap count. He's trying to read the head of the center. You see the bob of the head. He's going on the first bob. Obviously, they changed it up a little bit in San Francisco on their silent cadence. Perfect.
Tough penalty because now it's 3rd down and 1. And Breida goes in motion, and the handoff to Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback. And how valuable is this guy as he picks up 4 yards and gets the 1st down?
Juszczyk is just one of those guys in the fullback position. He's unique to this game. I mean, he can catch the ball in the backfield. He can play running back. He can play fullback. He can play tight end. He can play H-back. I mean, he is just one of those guys that does everything well, and they use him like nobody else uses a fullback in this league. They just give him the ball multiple opportunities at the fullback position.
1st down on the 49. And another penalty marker, and it'll be a false start call against the 49ers.
False start. Offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
And it was their tight end, George Kittle.
It's always one of the hard things to do. Is you saw C.J. Beathard, he put both hands to the helmet. He was changing the play. Alert, alert, alert. You're holding them in the stance a little bit longer. You've got the crowd noise. Guys are anticipating you snap count and getting off on the ball, and that's when it ends up happening. The more you sit in your stance, the more anxious you get as an offensive player when the quarterback's going through a play change like that, especially in crowd noise.
And it puts him at a disadvantage now. 1st and 15 for Beathard. And they keep it on the ground. Matt Breida breaks a tackle, and Breida gets into Cardinal territory. And a good game by Breida. They'll still be about 5 yards shy of the 1st down with Benet Ben-Wickery from the secondary making the tackle after a gain of 9.
Well, you want to break runs. You know what you have to do? You have to get guys at the 2nd level that are willing to get down here and knock people around right here. Look at Bourne come down in the box right there. Gets a nice block on Baker, just on the edge, not in the back, and that springs Breida.
2nd down and 6. Breida off the right side, 1st down inside the 40-yard line. Bynes is there, but not before another 9-yard gain, and now the 49ers marching with 6:15 to go in the 1st, no score.
Oh, there's my guy Juszczyk right here, right? We already talked about him. Watch him get up in here. We talked about him carrying the ball. Now, be the lead blocker on Bynes right there. Knock him around a little bit. Give the hold to Breida. Beautifully done.
And here's a play action, and nowhere to go with it. And the sack way back, close to midfield by Antoine Bethea. So they're coming after him, no question about it. C.J. Beathard is a marked man, a loss of 9 yards.
Yeah, and Antoine Bethea just hanging around down the line of scrimmage. When he sees the back is not the man that he's got is blocking in man coverage, he just triggers. It's called a green dog. When the guy that you're supposed to be in coverage on decides not to run around and stays in the block, go ahead, fire your gun, see if you can get a sack. That's exactly what he did. Very smart football.
Well, Beathard's been sacked now 16 times this year. It'll be 2nd down and 19, and the pass is incomplete. Bringing up 3rd down and long. Kittle defended by Josh Bynes. Bynes had a defensive touchdown, picking up a fumble and scoring the first time they played. So 49ers know what he can do, and it's 3rd and 19.
this is the kind of area in the football field. If you're C.J. Beathard, you've had a history of turning the ball over. Hey, check it down, maybe run a draw, throw it out to the flat, get out of here, live to fight another day, punt the football.
Third and 19, and the slant pass is going to be ruled incomplete to Kendrick Bourne, bringing up fourth down. So Cardinals committed a defensive penalty, but then the 49ers committed one, and they'll have to kick.
Yeah, you got off coverage right here. You'd like to put it right on between the 8 and the 4, but that's a ball that should be caught by Bourne, and that's exactly what you wanted to do. Gain a little bit of yardage there. You know you're not going to get it to the chains, to the sticks in the first down, but you're just trying to give a little bit of room.
Pinion kicking to Kirk. And the fair catch right around the 5-yard line. So Josh Rosen and his new guru, Byron Leftwich, with a hug. He's got a long way to go. He's going to be starting from the 5-yard line when we come back. Cardinals head coach Steve Wilks. Well, something's got to give here. The Cardinal offense 31st in the league. 49ers defense 31st in the league. However, Cardinals are forced to start from their own 5 here.
They call that being evenly yoked.
Josh Rosen will throw from the end zone, and Rosen's pass over the head of Larry Fitzgerald, bringing up second down and 10. 49ers defensive unit, and they have the worst turnover ratio in the league. Although their best defensive showing, as we look at Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator, was against the Cardinals, even though they lost 28-18.
Yeah, and Jimmy Ward playing free safety, moving from cornerback. Now, he came in the league as a free safety with Philadelphia, but the first start here at the free safety since making that move.
3 tight end lineup, and here's David Johnson. They're trying to get him on track, and he picks up about 3 yards, and it'll be third down.
And that's a positive run. If you're the Arizona Cardinals, as long as it's 3 and it's a nasty 3, I mean, we're leaning on people, we're beating people up. You as an offensive coordinator have to embrace that, because you have been so bad at running the football. Like, that's a positive thing, and know that it's going to help you. Byron Leftwich knows it's going to help you in the play action game.
3rd and 7. Rosen, and he can't get away, and there's going to be a safety, if not a touchdown. There's a fumble on the play. 49ers celebrating as if they recovered for the touchdown. It was Cassius Marsh who put the pressure and got to Rosen first. Here's Brent Allen.
The ruling on the field was that there was a pass thrown on the play, which is intentional grounding. Offense, number 3. This is a safety by rule due to the loss of down in the end zone.
So it's a safety, and the 49ers take a 2-0 lead, and they're going to get the ball on the kick.
Well, you walk up in there, you run a game, a tackle end game. Marsh comes from the outside to the inside, gets the pressure on the quarterback, creates the sack. And I'm telling you what, that's big-time football and a big-time start by the 49ers.
So intentional grounding in the end zone, that's what Josh Rosen did, results in an automatic safety. The 49ers will get the ball. It'll be a free kick from Andy Lee. And Richie James is standing on the 15-yard line. James. And a good return. Close to the 45-yard line.
All right, let's go to the safety. You're going to get double walk-ups right here, and then they're going to bail. As they bail, it creates one-on-ones across the board. And here's what I want you to watch. Down on the bottom, as we let this go, watch this game. You're going to go outside here, and then you're going to bring this end around once he pauses and clears that. Perfectly done by the San Francisco 49ers, and you get to the safety right there by walking up and making them go man.
First down at the 43. Kittle going in motion into the slot to the left, and Breida on the handoff, and Golden is all around him for the tackle. So Marcus Golden, who did not play in the first meeting between these teams. Neither did Robert Kimdichie, who's starting in place of the injured Corey Peters, who's out with an ankle injury. And Golden and Chandler Jones have been sack artists in recent years for the Cardinals. Second down and 8. Here's Breida, and Breida breaks away. They had him trapped, and he picked up a couple of extra yards. Dale Buchanan, 6-yard pickup in all, bringing up third down.
And Breida is just a hard little runner, right? I mean, he's not a big guy. He's sitting there at 5 feet 10, 190 pounds, but for a small guy who's had some ankle issues, he's kind of gimping around again this week. The last couple of weeks he's missed time, but he is a tough inside runner for only being 190 pounds.
He is, and Breida originally hurt his ankle against the Cardinals and aggravated it last week. He goes out. Raheem Mostert is in there now. Third down and 2 from the 49. And Beathard going to go down. Cardinals, third sack of the game. They have had at least 2 sacks in every game this year, and it was Rodney Gunter. And a loss of 5. And it'll be a punting situation, but first a game break. Carissa Thompson. Carissa.
Thanks, Dick. Packers, Rams, busy sports day in LA. Aaron Rodgers completes this one to Jimmy Graham, originally ruled a touchdown, but upon further review it's overturned. 2 plays later, Rodgers hands it off to Jamal Williams, who takes it in from 1 yard out. Packers up 7-0. Dick, Mark, and Jen.
All right, undefeated Rams at home. Christian Kirk. And the fair catch at the 8-yard line. Well, the Cardinals trying to get David Johnson going in this offense, but they haven't had good field position except for their first possession of the game. They will be starting at the 9 this time. We're back in unproductive first 2 drives for the Cardinals, and for the second time in a row, they'll be starting from inside the 10. How tough is it to call plays if you're Byron Leftwich?
Oh, sure. With the field position they've had, you take about 60% of your playbook and you scrap pile it. You know you can't have a deep drop or anything that you hold it for a hitch or 2. And that doesn't help right there, obviously.
False start. Offense, number 73. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
And that's John Wetzel, who is starting for Justin Pugh at right guard. So this is the third time he has started at different positions. He was a right tackle, he was a left guard, now a right guard today. That's not easy.
No, it's not. But hey, listen, holding your water, that's not hard. And you got to hold your water. You cannot jump off sides.
That's the way of putting it. First down and 14 now after the penalty. Half the distance. And Rosen will hand off to David Johnson. And Johnson gets it out past the 10-yard line before Fred Warner brings him down. So he gets 7 on that play.
Fred Warner, rookie, calls all the defensive signals for this San Francisco team. He has really been an outstanding player. And that's a nice little run right there for David Johnson. Run a little outside zone, little bend back play. It's the way to get yourself going.
Second down and 7. And again, they go to Johnson. Johnson has some room, dives forward, and will get the first down for the Cardinals. Jimmy Ward ultimately brings him down, and so an 8-yard gain. So they were trapped after the penalty, and 15 yards and 2 carries for David Johnson.
Well, great play inside here, Upati. Bounce outside. You show the inside run if you're David Johnson. Bounce to the outside, then lower your head at the very bottom. Go get yourself a couple of extra yards. Something David Johnson just hasn't done a great job of so far this season. They got to be excited about that play.
He'll be replaced by Chase Edmonds, the rookie from Fordham, on first down. And here is Rosen getting pressure, and the screen passes to Edmonds. And Edmonds keeps his footing and will get a first down before he is knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line by Earl Mitchell. So Heads up play by Edmonds, the 4th-round draft pick, and it'll be a first down for Arizona.
Well, Edmonds coming out there, and you got to love this, right? A couple of runs. Now let's dump one off to our back, get him on the edge. Let's get going as an offense. Now you're out over the 30, and you got to wonder, all right, we've got a little bit of momentum right now. Kyle Shanahan, head coach of the 49ers, said, I'm really worried about some type of flea flicker, some type of special play. That could happen at this position.
And that will be the last play of the first quarter. So the Cardinals, who started from their 9, now find themselves on the 32. 2 1-6 teams, hungry to win their second game of the year. 2-0 Niners after 1. And we begin the second quarter, and so far these numbers look like the beginning of what we saw in the first game between these teams in Santa Clara, when the 49ers totally dominated in every statistical manner over the Cardinals, but the 5 turnovers cost them the game. Meanwhile, it'll be a first down on the 32. Cardinals picking up their first 2 first downs of the contest, and Rosen going the other way to Larry Fitzgerald, but the 49ers are there, and he'll lose a yard on the play. Well, it's still the 219th consecutive game with a catch for Larry Fitzgerald as he continues to mark himself as one of the great receivers in the history of this game.
And, you know, that's one of those, get your quarterback in a rhythm a little bit, just throw the bubble screen out there and hope that you get the blocking set up. But the Niners just sitting on that play. I mean, until you start testing them downfield, understand protection's been tough, but you got to start taking some shots down the football field to loosen up these corners, to loosen up these safeties.
2nd and 10, here come the linebackers, and it's picked up, and David Johnson picks it up to the 35. So the big story, the Arizona offense, and Byron Leftwich. For more, here's Jen Hale.
Well, Dick, Marks was talking about how Byron Leftwich pared down the playbook for this week. He did that by polling the assistant coaches and some of the players on which plays they liked best, they felt most confident in. David Johnson, Kirby Wilson, the offensive line, everybody had an input on what they thought they did most spectacularly. And there's more confidence now in this offense on what plays they're calling, and we're seeing it come to fruition.
We are, Jen. A lot more spark. Remember, they started at the 9-yard line. 3rd down and 7. Rosen gets some time for a change, and his pass is going to be incomplete, but a flag comes down, and it was Reuben Foster not even playing the ball, defending against J.J. Nelson, and that will be a first down into 49er territory for the Cardinals.
And that is such a tough play to ask Reuben Foster to defend. Anytime you're in a 3-by-1.
Pass interference. Defense number 56. By rule, the ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Anytime you're in a 3-by-1 formation, this linebacker right here, Foster, has got to take a deep over route, and that is a mismatch in speed, mismatch in coverage skills right there. So it's a tough ask for any linebacker, and he gets the PI there, as you see.
26-yard penalty. Nelson may be the fastest receiver the Cardinals have. They have a first down on the 39 of the 49ers, and there's a pass, and it's caught by Chad Williams. First down to the 25-yard line. Richard Sherman was covering, but a 14-yard pickup for Rosen, and the Cardinals are marching.
And that's what you have to see. Watch the center right here. Come over here, pick this up, comes off, locks up. Warner on the blitz. A nice delivery on the slant. First window right there to Williams. Perfectly located, because that's a great coverage job by Richard Sherman right in the hip pocket of the receiver.
Now David Johnson is joined in the backfield by the fullback Derek Coleman, the former Falcon. First down from the 25. Good protection for Rosen, but he can't find a receiver, and he'll be sacked at the 31 by Ronald Blair. And a 3-yard loss on that play. '49ers doing a good job of coverage downfield.
Oh, they're sitting in a zone. They've got great coverage right here. Richard Sherman's opens up. You see players, the underneath guys jump. Here's the coverage right here. Running down. Everybody pretty walled up there. Nice job, allows the defense to get there on the sack.
Johnson playing in a receiver position, gets the ball and will run for the first down. Well, that's one of the ways you can get David Johnson more into the act. Tart brings him down, but a 14-yard gain for the Cardinals and another first down. Finding ways of getting the ball to David Johnson.
Now this is what you're going to see. Watch the center here come in, get a block. Watch this guy get a block. That's how you have to set this up. David Johnson pulls on the bubble screen. There's the block by Williams. There's the block by the center. David Johnson taking off down the field for the first down. That can't be executed any better. It's got to give you great energy as an offense.
And Jaquaski Tart shaken up on the play. You mentioned Jimmy Ward starting today at free safety. First down, and here's Larry Fitzgerald, and they're going to mark it at about the 7 or 8 yard line. Forward progress, and the second catch of the game for Fitzgerald. He gets 6 yards.
Using that big body, isn't that Larry Fitzgerald just running off just on a little short comeback, using that body to get in front of the receiver right there, making sure that receiver's got to play through him to get to the football. And that's what you want. You start off on first down. Success on first down leads to these situations. Second down and 5, your whole playbook is open.
This is the 11th play of the drive on 2nd and 5 on a design bootleg, and the throw incomplete. Fitzgerald the target, but he was covered by Jaquaski Tart, who shook off that previous hurt. And that will bring up 3rd down and 5.
Now there's one when Byron Leftwich gets the young quarterback back on the sideline. You say, hey, listen, man, they had that perfectly diagnosed. They knew exactly what we were in. Don't throw that ball. Right? Throw it out of the back of the end zone. You pop that thing up in the air, and next thing you know, you've got an interception in the end zone, and it's going the opposite way. Don't do it. Don't put yourself in that position.
So Kirk and Seals Jones, the tight end, who now breaks off on 3rd down and 5, and Josh Rosen gets hit, and Rosen throwing it out of the end zone. Alert play by Josh Rosen. He was on his way to being sacked. It's a field goal situation anyway, as Phil Dawson comes into the game to try to put the Cardinals in front.
Boy, it's almost like he was listening to the broadcast, right? Don't put your team in harm's way. Make sure you end up every drive with a kick, whether it's a punt or, in this instance, a field goal.
Phil Dawson, who spent 4 years with the 49ers, believe it or not, has only attempted 5 field goals this year, has missed 2 of them. This will be a 26-yard try. Play clock is running down, and they're not going to get the snap off. And delay of the game, 5 yards.
Play game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So they barely got the 11th man on the field. But a 5-yard penalty is a 5-yard penalty no matter how you slice it.
You have to be alert on the sideline. There's no excuse. Jermaine Gresham, you've been in this league a long time. You're a veteran player. You cannot miss an assignment on the sideline. You've got to be locked into the game.
This will be now a 31-yard try. And Dawson's kick is good. And we got the World Series coming up later tonight. We've got a baseball score right here. Cardinals are leading the 49ers 3-2. Nobody on base. And welcome back to State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. The Cardinals on Dawson's field goal, leading Kyle Shanahan's 49ers 3-2. Cardinals, by the way, have won 7 straight games against the 49ers. They got that going for them, as Dawson will be kicking, and deep is Richie James. And James, even though it's about 4 yards, will down it for a touchback, take it out on the 25.
Well, C.J. Beathard, right? Trust what you see and pull the trigger. Look at this layered route right here. Pull the trigger, throw the ball. Get it to your receivers. Instead, what happens? You hold on to it, you take a sack. Okay, let's look at it again. Now, another layered route. Look at this. You've got Juszczyk, you've got Kittle down the seam. pull the trigger, trust your eyes. Don't hold the ball and take a sack. You've got to be better. You've got to play with a little bit more speed, a little bit more clock in your mind.
Boy, that Fox clicker is kind of easy for you right now, huh? 1st and 10. And Morris with his first carry of the game, and he slipped and gets no gain on the play. Talk about sacks. 49ers already sacked 3 times today for Beathard. That's 30 coming into this game. Only the Browns, who have allowed 31 sacks, have been more porous than the 49ers. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
So if you're Kyle Shanahan now, you say, hey, let's throw a bubble screen, let's throw a screen to a running back or to a fullback. Let's get it out of our quarterback's hand designed quickly right now.
From the 25, and the pass up the middle, and wide open is George Kittle. Sooner or later, you know they would find George Kittle, who has been one of the great finds of this year as a tight end.
You watch this play action, watch all these guys jump up on the underneath coverage. Now George Kittle's got space between him and the deep safety, Ben Wickery. That is like steel, and it's too easy. That's what you have to do. The play action, get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly on design.
20 yards, and only Zach Ertz has figured in more of those plays as a tight end. And a flag down.
False start. Offense, number 44.
And this time,
5-yard penalty.
False start on the fullback, Kyle Juszczyk.
Juszczyk, that's my favorite player too, Juszczyk. Now I'm going to have to get after him a little bit.
Or get another favorite player.
Yeah, either that or change my ways. Exactly. All right, you're dead to me. I'm moving on to somebody else.
1st and 15. Kyle Shanahan displeased.
Changing the play.
To throw, gets hit as he does, and the pass incomplete. Intended for Dante Pettis, coming back after being out with a knee injury in Game 4 against the Chargers. Bynes, good pressure on Beathard.
Really good coverage. Look at Beathard as he sits up. You step up the pocket, Josh Bynes. One thing about Arizona, I'm telling you, they're not afraid to play man behind and just bring pressure. Bynes has been great in a blitz role as well as a coverage role, but he has been a great find for them at the middle linebacker spot.
2nd down and 15. Alfred Morris goes out as a receiver, but now Beathard scrambling and will be knocked out of bounds by Bynes. Boy, it seems like Bynes has been in virtually every play defensively for the Cardinals so far in this first half.
Well, Bynes is one of those guys that just like a heat-seeking missile, man. Diagnose the play, take off, and go hit people. That's Bynes, both in the blitz game and the coverage game. He is, like I said, he's been a great find for them and has been the one steady constant at the linebacker position. They have switched linebackers, they have moved guys around, but Bynes has been that one constant for them all season long in the middle.
And a 23-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. So it's 3rd and 12. And if they've been putting pressure on before, you know they might again, and a timeout called by the 49ers. It is their second timeout of this first half, and we'll take a break as well. Third down and 12, and the 49ers have only 9 passing yards. They have been sacked, C.J. Beathard has, 3 times for 22 yards. This crowd is in full throat. Beathard gets time, and it's incomplete. And Peterson was the last one to touch the ball. Marquise Goodwin was the intended receiver. So 4th down coming up, and once again the 49ers will have to kick.
I mean, here you go. You've got 3rd and long, but you bring the kitchen sink. I mean, everybody is coming to rush your quarterback right here. You got a one-on-one on the outside. Just deliver a ball. Just put it on the receiver right between the ones, and you've got a 1st down.
That was the best protection Beathard has had all day.
It was great protection on a 7-man blitz.
Christian Kirk will let the ball go out of bounds, and we'll see where they spot it. Well, this score is 3-2, but first time they met in week 5, 49ers dominated in the box score, outgaining the Cardinals by more than 2-1 and controlling the clock for over 40 minutes. Take a look at these numbers. Many would say the most important stat in football is turnover margin. Yes, 5 turnovers really cost them a chance to win the game. The 49ers ran 92 plays, the most in their illustrious history. So that was the story of that game. Kind of weird, and as Kyle Shanahan said, like to play the way we did, minus the turnovers.
You think about all those Bill Walsh teams with Montana and Rice and Rathman, and that was the most plays they've ever run in that game.
First down on the 21 for Josh Rosen. And here's Chase Edmonds, stopped by Malcolm Smith after a gain of 5, but a good first down run by the Cardinals.
Yeah, one of the things the Cardinals are doing, they were a real gap scheme, kind of under Mike McCoy, doubles at the point of attack. You're getting a little bit more wide stretch, some wide zone stuff. You know, and I think that's one of the changes that Leftwich has made now. They feel more comfortable doing that, gives you those backside cutback lanes.
Second down and 5. Tight formation again, multiple tight ends, and here is Chase Edmonds. You say gap scheme. Explain what you mean, what they had before and what they might have now.
Well, the gap scheme is you're running double teams on the play side. You know, you're trying to get 600 pounds of beef, guard and tackle to drive down on a defensive tackle and push him off the ball. Zone is a little bit more of a wide stretch. You're taking one, you to the left or to the right. You're trying to stretch the defense, get them to run, and then create those cutback lanes. So that's a little different than what we're seeing or what we have seen in the first 8 games or 7 games of the season.
Now it's 3rd and 1, and David Johnson is back in there, Stink. And the Cardinals will call their first timeout of this first half with 6:27, and we'll take a break as well. 3-2 the score, a safety and a field goal. That's been the scoring. Halloween can't be that far away.
No, we got, look at this right here. We got the Macho Man, cream rises to the top. We had Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, too. Woo!
I like that part.
Well, you know.
3rd down
I
and
used to
1.
watch Monday Night Raw.
I bottled that. 3rd down and 1, and penalty down, and false start once more.
False start. Offense, number 86. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's Ricky Seals-Jones, the tight end.
Look at, they're having a good time right there. Look at the Nature Boy. Yeah. Yeah, WWE will be on Fox next year, and these guys are 3 days early to Halloween.
Nature Boy. 3rd down and 6. If I come and trick-or-treat to your house, you'll take care of me, right?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I give you good candy.
3rd down and 6. And the pass up the middle, and it's intercepted. 49ers get it back, and Jaquiski Tartt still on his feet and goes down outside the 10. Only the 2nd interception of the year by the 49ers, and their 4th takeaway. They're unaccustomed to this kind of turnover ratio deal, and they are threatening. They'll have the ball at the 12 of the Cardinals.
Well, here he is right here up in the line of scrimmage, and he's going to drop back, and I'm telling you, Josh Rosen never sees him as he gets back in there. He reads the quarterback's eyes, just playing zone right there as he drops out. Beautiful play by Tartt. Watch him cut right in front of Christian Kirk. Gets the pick down inside the 15-yard line.
So now let's see if the 49ers can take advantage of it. First down on the 12. In a 3-2 game, the pitch goes to Breida with Juszczyk blocking, but it's not going to work as the Cardinals come up strong. And Budda Baker leading the way. He had a career-high 15 tackles the first time these teams played, but Bynes got into the quarterback area.
Bynes great at the point of attack. Watch him take on the tight end right here, forces Breida to jump outside. Budda Baker is just, I mean, he's not a big guy. Plays down the line of scrimmage. He's a nickel back, but plays outside linebacker. And I'm telling you what, Antoine Bethea said he isn't big, but boy, he plays big. He's a small guy that plays big. He is one of their best players on the defensive side of the ball.
And you can put him anywhere on the field. Second down and 15. After the 5-yard loss, Beathard with the slant, and it's Kendrick Bourne inside the 10, but it'll be third down after the 8-yard pickup for the 49ers. No touchdowns yet in this game as we get close to 5 minutes to go in the first half. 3rd and 7 upcoming.
Yeah, and if you're Kyle Shanahan, you're going, okay, who's our best player? Who's our most dynamic player? That would be George Kittle. How are we going to come up with a play for George Kittle right here? Because he's been the one guy that's been a huge difference maker on our offense.
49ers 1 for 5 on third downs. That's Kittle. Ball tip. And it's incomplete. It was Robert Kimdichie.
Ruling on the field.
Kimdichie nearly had the interception, but he couldn't hold on to it, but it's fourth down nonetheless. And the field goal team comes on for the 49ers. So Steve Wilks saying great job, held him here out of the end zone.
And that's the trouble with stoning a guy on the line of scrimmage. You've stoned Kimdichie on the line of scrimmage, so he's got no other option to put his hands up there right in the passing lane. And the receiver, the underneath receiver, Juszczyk was wide open, but Kimdichie makes a great play on the ball.
So here is Robbie Gould. Missed just one field goal in 15 tries. This will be a 27-yard attempt. And the kick is good. Well, may not be the Dodgers and the Red Sox, but it's still a baseball score. 49ers lead 5-3, and we'll be right back after this message from Progressive. And the Cardinals dodged a major bullet because the 49ers had a first down on the 12-yard line following the interception by Tart, and the Cardinal defense held the 49ers out of the end zone. San Fran had to settle for the field goal. It's 5-3 as Josh Rosen goes back to work, and the other number 3 looking over the plays. And I'll tell you, the 49ers have had the Cardinals very aggressive defense so far in this game with 3 sacks.
Yeah, and I'm telling you what, they will bring pressure. It doesn't matter. First down, second down, third down. We don't care what down it is. We're bringing pressure on your quarterback.
TJ Logan is back now, and he'll let it sail out of the end zone, and the Cardinals will start from the 25. Time for a game break. Let's check in once again with Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Dick. A little history in Oakland for you. Adam Vinatieri's 25-yard field goal is good. He now passes Morton Anderson for most points all time. Dick, Mark, and Jen.
Thank you, Carissa. Morton Anderson going into the Hall of Fame last year.
Yeah, unbelievable. But what about Vinatieri? I mean, that guy
also will be going to the Hall of Fame.
The career that guy has had, he is one of the great ambassadors of football to this league, and just amazing career. Dude I think he's 102, Dick, and I'm telling you what, just an amazing athlete.
No question, a champion in many respects. First down from the 25. Rosen on the screen pass gets it to David Johnson. Stop and go, and gets the first down before he is brought down by Earl Mitchell, and a good gain of 14 yards on first down.
And that's the way to get your quarterback into a rhythm right there. And more importantly, honestly, to get David Johnson into a rhythm, he's just going to get out here on the screen, look at the line of scrimmage. Mitchell reads it, but he reads it late. David Johnson out there on the edge getting a first down. That's what you have to have. Production on first down. That's what Byron Leftwich really wanted to focus this offense on.
Johnson with 15 total scrimmage yards thus far. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. First down, another play action. Here comes Sherman, and Sherman's going to get Josh Rosen. Richard Sherman doesn't show any effects of the injured calf. Comes on almost untouched, and a 7-yard loss on the play.
Right here on the line of scrimmage, and we've got tackle, we've got tight end. What are you guys doing? You kick out. Richard Sherman's on the edge. I mean, you have to understand where edge presence is. You don't pick him up. I mean, that's one of those situations. Richard Sherman, we were just talking about the blitz-happy Arizona Cardinals. Well, we've got your blitz. We'll master one of our own.
They put pressure on Rosen pretty well thus far. And David Johnson straight ahead. Stopped at the 38-yard line. He got 5 on that play, but third down coming up for Rosen and company.
And this is exactly with a young quarterback where you don't want to be. Third down and 12. That is a miserable place to be. Shotgun. Hey, see if you can find a fade. See if you can find something quick. All goes. Something to get the ball out of your hand quickly. Give a receiver a shot.
Cardinals still looking for their first third down conversion. They need 12. Here comes the pressure, and the pass is going to be caught by Kirk. Christian Kirk gets the first down. What a great bit of running after the catch by rookie Christian Kirk out of Texas A&M. 14 yards, keeps the drums beating for the Cardinals.
Well, I was more impressed. Not Christian Kirk's run was great, but Larry Fitzgerald, the wily veteran out there, knocking people around. Chad Williams out there in the receiver position, getting a block. Nice job by the receivers just doing work.
Receivers have to block. That's one of the things they have to do. Watch the block right there on K'Wan Williams. 2-minute warning here in Glendale. We'll be right back. That's Reuben Foster. He's been bothered by a right shoulder injury, and look at the way he's holding that arm. He leaves and is replaced in the lineup by Elijah Lee, number 47. Meanwhile, 2 minutes to go in the half. First down at the 48-yard line. And the screen pass is to David Johnson. And Johnson, well, I'll tell you, this is the most active we've seen him all year. Gets 12 yards on that play, and John Wetzel with a good block from this right guard spot.
Coming in the inside, he'll go release in the inside, and there's just no flat defender. Everybody runs with the receiver down the field. I mean, look, you've got 14 yards before you get to Richard Sherman, who knocks him out of bounds, but there was no flat defender. Everybody took off with the outside route.
And that's Jaquaski Tart, who has been twice shaken up in this game, also has an interception. 49ers had managed just a field goal out of it, so they call a timeout, and they are out of timeouts. Timeout charge to them under the 2-minute warning and the injury there, so no more timeouts for San Fran. The Cardinals still have 2 left. It'll be a first down on the 36 for Byron Leftwich, dialing up the plays. Well, the 49ers had a huge edge in number of plays when they played the first time. Right now they're all even at 24 apiece. Still working on Tart. Want to remind everyone that the World Series continues tonight with Game 5. It's do or die for the Dodgers as they fight to keep their season alive while the Red Sox look to clinch another World Series title. Red Sox Dodgers Game 5 tonight after football on Fox and the Fox Sports app. And look at this day in sports in Los Angeles. Everyone is in action. We know that the Rams and the Packers are going on in Fox right now. We got the baseball later, and we got the undefeated Rams right now down to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers 10-0. But you got a couple of hockey games going on, a couple of soccer games, and an NBA contest as well as the Clippers are home.
Yeah, and I know that's is that supposed to be a duck foot?
I think so.
Is that what that is? Duck foot?
If you say so.
All right.
That's what they say. So Tart is out of the game, and 2-minute warning now. And Anton Exum replaces him. David Johnson is going to lose a couple of yards. Cassius Marsh is there. Cardinals 2 timeouts left.
Run a little pace, little tempo right here, getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Cardinals trying to stay in field goal range, and the 49ers trying to drive them out. Here's Rosen's pass, and it's deflected, tipped at the line of scrimmage by DeForest Buckner. And so 3rd and 11 upcoming now. And another injured secondary player for the 49ers, Akello Witherspoon, who had a terrific game last week against the Rams, and he is replaced by Tavarius Moore, the rookie from Southern Miss. So now 3rd and 11. The long field goal try for Dawson. And even longer, and maybe out. Yes, out of field goal range. That sack is going to knock the Cardinals out of field goal range. Eric Armstead with his 3rd sack of the season and a loss of 9 yards.
And they're just going to run another game here. They're going to come all looping around here. You're going to see everybody come off the edge. Here comes Marshround, forces him to step up in the pocket. Armstead right there to wrap him up. Oh, he's got to eat. Look at him right there. Let me eat. And that's the one thing you can't do as a quarterback in that situation. Take your team out of field goal range. You've got to be able to throw that ball away and at least have an opportunity to kick one at the end.
2nd sack of the game for the 49ers. Andy Lee. Richie James, fair catch at the 7 with 35 seconds remaining. While we have a second, let's check in with Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles.
Coming up on the Visa halftime, the Colts try to put out the Raiders, and we'll catch you up on all the early action, including the Jags and Eagles over in London. Slide on into home. The Visa halftime comes away right after this.
You know, when Kurt said catch you up, I knew exactly what he was talking about because he had the glove. Good glove man.
I know he's got time to get to the dish and get a little something to eat.
35 seconds to go in the first half. Matt Breida going up the middle. And the 49ers not going to try anything fancy here, although the Cardinals will call the timeout. They have one left.
Arizona, their second. It will be 30 seconds. Please set the game.
Steve Wilkes, who was the defensive coordinator with the Carolina Panthers, and spent some time talking with Ron Rivera, who's the head coach, and like Rivera, who had struggles early on and just weathered the storm. And of course, you know, you want the management to let you weather the storm, and that's what Rivera did, and had great success since that point. Wilkes expecting the same. 2nd down and 7. Again, it's Breida. And the Cardinals will use their last timeout after the 4-yard pickup by Breida. Well, it's been a defensive game here in the first half.
Certainly has. And, you know, Arizona, 3 sacks. Chandler Jones been in the backfield consistently. The blitz from Bethea right there. There's Chandler Jones, or that's actually Moore, the safety, coming up right here from the Niners as they get the pressure. Interception by Tart. I mean, it has been one defensive struggle after the next here.
And the inexperience of the quarterbacks allowing the defense to put the pressure on. And the play of the first half presented by DirecTV, and this was the safety, intentional grounding in the end zone, 2 points for the Niners. And that is our DirecTV play of the first half. And right now we'll go to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles for the Visa halftime, which starts now. 5-3 is our score here in Arizona. Today's game flow brought to you by Progressive. Well, we've had 3 sacks from both teams, 1 turnover, an interception by 49ers resulted in a field goal, and the Cardinals will get the ball first. So what in your opinion would open this thing up, Stink?
Well, both teams have given up 3 sacks, and really it comes down to this. who can find a way to protect their quarterback so he can hold the ball for a split second more and then push the ball down the field. Right now, the only thing that they're completing, bubble screens and regular screens. So I have to have somebody push the ball down the field at some point, and you've got to have protection to be able to do that.
About 17 passing yards by the 49ers. And both teams 1 for 6 on third down conversions. Cardinals, as we said, get the ball first, so Bradley Pinion will do the honors to get the second half underway. And the Cardinals will start from the 25. Let's check in with Jen Hale.
Well, Dick Stink is certainly echoing Coach Steve Wilks' thought. The biggest difference he saw in that first half under Byron Leftwich as offensive coordinator, the screen game. He's really proud of how that is working. David Johnson out on the perimeter getting more production than he has all season long. But he did tell his offense at halftime, you got to take some shots downfield if you want to start getting touchdowns. Meanwhile, for the 49ers and Shanahan, he's proud of how his defense has stood up. However, he certainly wants to see more effort and more takeaways. Jimmy Ward, he thinks he's really helping in that free safety position with the post-snap communication. Reuben Foster dealing with a hamstring. I'll let you know when I know more about him, Dick.
All right, that's a deal, Jen. First down, and David Johnson. 1 yard on the play, so sounds like you were in the Cardinals locker room.
Well, yeah. I mean, you watched the same game I watched, and I watched the same one that Steve Wilks watched. So, you know, the screen game has worked. But again, it's one of those situations where you can't throw it down the football field. You can't get a chunk play if you can't protect it. You've got to do a better job of creating a pocket for their young quarterback to step up in.
3 receivers, the bunch to the lower part of your picture on 2nd down and 9, but they're going to run it again. And David Johnson's going to fight his way short of the 30-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and long. 3-yard pickup there.
Well, when you run that, that's that style of RPO, that read handoff, and your quarterback is testing the edge there. You know, as a coordinator, Byron Leftwich has to look at the way the defense played that. They didn't respect his quarterback getting on the edge. So do you have a play action? Do you have a boot keep in mind to take advantage of that situation? Maybe not this play, but later on in the coming drives.
Both teams 1 for 6 on 3rd down conversions. Rosen gets hit, and the pass incompleted. Ricky Seals-Jones was the intended receiver, but once again they could not protect for Josh Rosen to get anything going, and it was Ronald Blair who got to Rosen.
They have worn them out on this game. Inside out right there, and tackle. You're going to see it right here, out, in. They're just wearing them out, consistently getting pressure, and they're all doing it over Wetzel, the starting right guard, who's been a tackle and a left guard, but this is the first start at right guard.
Andy Lee kicking to Richie James. And James wants to return this from the 20 and runs into a crowd just shy of the 30-yard line. So the question is, can the 49ers offense get going? A lot will depend on C.J. Beathard, and as you mentioned, Mark, the protection they give him. All coming up from Glendale in a moment. So C.J. Beathard leading the 49ers. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. 4 for 9 for 39 yards. Is thrown to just 2 receivers. And George Kittle and Kendrick Bourne, they each have caught a pair. And he's going to keep it. But he can't get away from Hassan Reddick, who has been playing much better lately. In the last 4, we have a flag thrown as well. And they're going to bring it back. Late flag.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask, defense number 43. 15-yard penalty, automatic. 1st down.
They're not bringing it back that much, and it's on Reddick.
Well, this is just designed right here. Get to the edge there,
right,
and you can see the face mask by Reddick right there. He lets it go, but it doesn't matter. Once you grab it, it's hard to let go as a defensive player. It's a nice way to start the drive with a 15-yard penalty. Puts you right up close to the midfield marker.
1st down on the 44. And Beathard with a quick release gets it to Bourne. 3rd catch. And play is blown dead at the 49 of the Cardinals, about a couple of yards shy of the first down, as we check in with Carissa Thompson with the game break.
Thanks, Dick. Not the game everyone was expecting here in L.A. Rams trailing the Packers 10-2 late in the second. 3rd and goal, Jared Goff finds Josh Reynolds for this 1-yard score. 2-point conversion, no good. Rams trail 10-8.
All right, thank you very much, and good to see Reuben Foster back on the field. Left to go to the locker room in the second quarter. Meanwhile, 2nd down and 3, and Breida is going to be knocked back for a loss, and it was Marcus Golden all the way. And for an update on the injuries, including Foster's, let's check in with Jen.
Yeah, Dick, Reuben Foster was putting heat on that hamstring in that second quarter, trying to work through it. He got more work done in the locker room at halftime. As you mentioned, he's just coming out of the locker room now, doing a little bit more warm-up work here on the sideline. Technically, he's questionable, but I'm hearing from the coaches they fully expect him back in this game. Unfortunately, not the same for Jaquiski Tartt. He's out with a shoulder injury.
All right, thank you, Jen. Meanwhile, 3rd down and 4. Lee has been in there for Foster. 3rd down and 4 here, and the pass is going to be incomplete. And Marquise Goodwin was the crossing receiver on the play. So 4th and 4 coming up. And Bradley Pinion will come in to kick again.
C.J. Beathard certainly hasn't had on-target throws, and the one thing that you can take away from this, the one key statistic, no turnovers so far for him.
That's big. Christian Kirk. And the fair catch at the 13-yard line. So David Johnson coming up. He has caught 3 passes and has rushed for 29 yards, so he's been active in this game. Cardinals hope he remains so when we come back. Mark, we've been talking about David Johnson, what he might do.
Yeah, they've done a good job getting the ball in the screen game. I'd like to see them line him up, maybe take a shot down the field with David Johnson.
Starting from the 14, and Johnson's going to try to go wide, breaks a tackle, and good game by David Johnson. Out last year with that wrist injury, and it was K'Wan Williams who initially missed the tackle, and a couple of tempers flare with Gresham, the tight end, and a couple of the Niners.
Yeah, they've done a pretty good job of creating some wide runs for him, some cutback lanes. Here they start off with a wide path, 19 handoff, cuts back to the backside, reads the safety blitz, pops outside, gets big yardage around the edge, then the screen plays underneath. I'm telling you what, David Johnson has done a great job, and Byron Leftwich, the offensive coordinator, has done a good job of getting the ball in his hands. Johnson
had 55 yards, 2 touchdowns in their previous meeting, and this time is going to be knocked back by Ronald Blair, number 98.
And Ronald Blair, I mean, what a good job, and this is how you call this. You want to keep those shoulders square on the end of the line of scrimmage. Watch him keep these shoulders square right here. Sees the running back on the cutback. Perfect execution. Puts his helmet across the bow, and look at him. I mean, you know what? I've been in the weight room. You can see it. I see you, Ronald.
Johnson's longest rush has been 8 yards. And there he is on 3rd and 3 at the top. Lined up as a receiver. And Rosen going to take off and get the first down.
Love that out of a young quarterback. Hey, man, don't put us behind the 8 ball. Make sure, as opposed to throwing an incomplete pass or taking a shot with it, move the chain. Scramble up there. Get us going. Get us some momentum. Let us feed off of that stuff. I always love it when a young quarterback especially will scramble a little bit, get us that first down, keep your offense on schedule.
First time he's run today. So Byron Leftwich, who learned under Bruce Arians, he was an intern and a quarterback's coach. Played for Arians when he was in Pittsburgh. First down now at the 24. Handoff is to David Johnson again. And that up the middle run hasn't really clicked that much. 2 yards on that play, and Exum, who replaced Tartt in the secondary for the 49ers, is there. So 2nd down and long.
Well, the 49ers are, I mean, you look at the way they're running this defense right now. They've got 8 guys in the box, pressed up against the line of scrimmage. They're one-on-one on the outside with their cornerbacks are in press coverage on the outside. They're just basically saying, hey, can you beat us throwing the football? We don't believe you can, young quarterback.
Here's Johnson going out as a receiver to the left. And here comes the deep play, and it's leading Christian Kirk a little bit too much. Richard Sherman was defending on the play. Remember, the first play from scrimmage in their earlier meeting in Santa Clara, 75-yard touchdown on the first play from Rosen to Kirk.
Watch his hands. Watch him use his hands here to just feel the receiver right here. Push him toward the sideline as an extra defender. Grab a little bit. He has got the best hands in the business. He just subtly grabs, subtly moves, subtly touches you, subtly pushes you out toward the sideline so there's no room to complete those passes. He's been doing it as well as anybody in the business for a long time.
3rd down and 8. Those are the 3rd down conversion numbers, and showing blitz was Jimmy Ward, and now the Cardinals are going to call their first timeout.
Arizona their first. It will be 30 seconds.
Timeout called by the Cardinals. And right now we'll say we'll be right back after these messages from State Farm and Pizza Hut. We're back. Jimmy Ward was threatening to blitz, and of course missed a couple of games with a hamstring and a quad. And you understand, his heart, he wanted to play safety. He's been a cornerback. We can play them both. And Kyle Shanahan says one of the best players we have on the field. 3rd down and 8 following the Cardinals timeout. Fake and a sidearm pass to Larry Fitzgerald. He'll be stopped short by 4 yards. And once again, kicking time, and Andy Lee will come in. Fred Warner with help from Eric Armstead, who has a sack today. So here's Lee. Seems like one of these games you're wondering when the other shoe's going to drop. You know, is going to be a pick six? Is it going to be a return for a touchdown? Something dramatic that could break open this tight 5-3 game we've got. Dante Pettis is back deep for the 49ers. They're catching, he muffs the ball. And it looks like the 49ers have recovered, and they have at the 30-yard line. Elijah Lee, who's
on the field,
playing for Foster.
Is a muff with recovery by the receiving team.
They're going to take another look, of course, but Lee very alertly on the muff by Pettis. So here's a game in which you have 2 1-6 teams, and obviously not heading for the playoffs or Super Bowl, but both of these teams say we can get our 2nd win this week. That's what they worked hard all week for. First down, C.J. Beathard's pass, and tipped at the line by Hassan Reddick. How about this? 49ers with 24 passing yards and 36 penalty yards. How about that?
Well, you know, even if you inverse that, it would still be bad.
Right.
So, I mean, you've got to get George Kittle. He's your #1 target. He's the guy that you go to, that you have rapport with. You've got to get him involved in this passing game. 2
passes for 23 yards for Kittle so far. Marquise Goodwin going in motion, and the pressure on Beathard. And it was Rodney Gunter. Both teams are getting pressure on these other quarterbacks who are vulnerable to pressure, both Josh Rosen and C.J. Beathard.
They certainly are, but you look at Arizona. I mean, they're just saying, we can lock you up in man coverage. We're not worried about your receiving core. We're going to put everybody on the line of scrimmage. At that point, you've got to release your tight end, get him over the middle on a crossing route. You've got to find a way to get that done because they're packing this line of scrimmage right now. They've just got guys all over the place.
Third and 10, caught, and a first down. Great catch by Kittle, and he's their meal ticket, 11 yards. Ben Wickery gave him quite a shot, but George Kittle holding on for the first down. And a
Offside,
penalty flag.
Number 91, defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Watch Kittle on the fake on the outside, runs back up into the middle. just faking the stick and then running the seam right there. It's called a stick seam route. Asking for the trainer right there after that hit by Ben Wickery.
Penalty on the Cardinals was declined. And there you see Kittle took quite a shot there. Meanwhile, first down at the 41. And Raheem Mostert, who has played well in the last couple of games, someone that Kyle Shanahan has a lot of confidence in, the fourth-year running back, stopped by Hassan Reddick after a pickup of 4.
Mostert, came up to his office, to Kyle Shanahan's office, and said, hey, listen, I want to play. I want some playing time. He earned it through practice. Looks like George Kittle right now. I don't know if he's heading to the tent. Is he heading
yes, he is. Well, no. Heading for the locker room, it appears. Second down and 6. And nobody home. Pass incomplete. Third down and 6. Now time they use Juszczyk as a receiver playing out on the wing. So it'll be third down and 6. And the tent is being rejuvenated here for George Kittle.
And you see the red hat right there, red hat going in the tent. That always means they're evaluating, for potential concussion, head trauma right there.
Took a great hit from Ben Wickery, tough hit. Meanwhile, third down and 6, so the #1 target is out of the game right now for C.J. Beathard. And his pass in stride is Marquise Goodwin. Flag is down. Goodwin's going to race into the end zone for the touchdown. But we'll see what the flag is all about.
Dick, I think the flag will be on
the Cardinals.
Chandler Jones. He jumped off sides right there.
And you're right. And it'll be a
offside. Defense number 55.
You're right.
The penalty is declined.
So Chandler Jones drops offside and a 55-yard touchdown. Beathard to Marquise Goodwin, who did not play the first time he's played, and a 55-yard play.
Yeah, he's just on a shallow cross right there. He beats Patrick Peterson. This is an Olympic long jumper, so you know that he can flat run, and he gets him the one-on-one coverage on Patrick Peterson, the inside release on the shallow cross, and he is out the gate for the touchdown. And like you said earlier, Dick, you're just waiting for that one explosive play to happen for one of these teams.
4th touchdown catch of the season for Goodwin, who has been out, but they needed Pettis and Goodwin to come back, and they have some speed at the wide receiver spot, and it paid off there as Beathard, and most of it the short pass and the run by Goodwin, and it's the 49ers leading now 12-3. And finding the camera is Marquise Goodwin, and he deserves to here. Big touchdown to give, first touchdown of the game, to give the 49ers the 12-3 lead, and for C.J. Beathard, his 8th touchdown pass of the year as opposed to 7 picks. And the Cardinals will start from the 25. Fox clicker right here.
All right, you're just going to have man-to-man, these two guys down here, and you're going to have the little slant route, little clearing route right here. But what I want you to watch here, as he comes through here, Marquise Goodwin takes off inside. Look at where the blitz comes in here, so there's no underneath coverage, and Marquise Goodwin just catches it, and now it's all about don't overestimate your own speed or underestimate the speed of your opponent. That dude can run, and the rest is history.
And the play that set it up was the 3rd and 10 completion to Kittle, who was shaken up, and it went into the medical tent. Meanwhile, the Cardinals trying to answer something here, and Josh Rosen with time and has an open receiver, and it's Larry Fitzgerald, and he'll have the first down out to the 36-yard line, picking up 11, his number.
Larry Fitzgerald just running a curl, using that big body, giving the quarterback a target. But I think the biggest thing there, Dick, is that's one of the first times that Josh Rosen has actually been protected. I mean, he could step up in that pocket, deliver it to Larry Fitzgerald, who was just running a 12, 13-yard curl route, and he was right there giving him the target. And you know, you throw an accurate ball.
4th catch for Fitzgerald, and he was in rhythm there, no question about it. And here's David Johnson, who was tackled from behind by Ronald Blair. Not much there. Meanwhile, George Kittle now on the bench. The smile will tell you everything you need to know after his visit into the medical tent. I like the way they build those tents. You know, we used to do that in basic training. You know, all of a sudden the tents would show up.
Yeah, I mean, you pop that tent up, or that's called a pop-up tent. You just pop that thing up, you're ready to go to sleep.
Second down and 8 from the 38. Play fake, backing up and throwing the incompletion, and pressure coming on.
Number 31 is in the vicinity. No foul.
David Johnson was there. So 3rd down and 8 coming up. Well, he was protected on the pass to Fitzgerald, and I think Josh Rose is looking for a little more of that.
Yeah, you would like, especially in a 3rd down and 8 situation, anytime you can feel comfortable about stepping up in the pocket, you've got a place to go. That's what Josh Rosen is looking for right now. Maybe that's keeping a back end to protect. Maybe it's keeping a tight end on the edge to protect as well.
Well, he's taken some hits, hasn't he? He's gotten rid of the ball. And 3 sacks as well, but steps up in the pass intended for Fitzgerald, incomplete, and K'Wan Williams saying, not me. No penalty there, and it wasn't. So once again, the Cardinals going to have to kick it away.
This is just called cat coverage right here. You know why they call this cat coverage? I got my cat, you got your cat, and we're all good, right? They're just, I mean, they're locking guys up right now. Man coverage across the board, saying we don't believe that you can beat us in one-on-one situations before our pass rush gets to your quarterback.
So Andy Lee back to punt. Richie James, line drive kick, he'll run this and will drop at the 25. World Series continues tonight, game 5. Red Sox could clinch the World Series. The Dodgers trying to stay alive before possible trip back to Fenway. Game 5 tonight after football on Fox and the Fox Sports app. And Mr. Machado getting his bat ready. Max Muncy, who hit the home run in that great 18-inning game. Clayton Kershaw, tonight's starter for the Dodgers. And speaking of stars, George Kittle back in there. Kind of got the idea when he smiled at us from the bench.
Yes.
He was heading back.
Like he got cleared. He's happy to go back out and play some football again. You're good. You get a play.
From the 25. Beathard handing up to Mostert, who breaks and gets the first down, and he carries Ben Wickery a few extra yards in the process. So the 49ers fresh off the touchdown.
Watch this. You take an inside route right here. Kimdichie takes an inside route. That opens up that gaping hole right there. Mostert just hits it. That's an easy read for a running back. You don't play your gap assignment as a defensive tackle. You freelance a little bit. You jump inside, and it opens up a huge hole for Mostert to run through.
14-yard gain, longest run from scrimmage for the 49ers. Matt Breida replaces Mostert. Fake to him on the run. Here's Kittle, first down, and knocked out of bounds. And the 49ers, this is the best they've looked offensively all game, getting 12 yards. And you wonder about C.J. Beathard's confidence rising up.
Yeah, that'll help it out a little bit. And C.J. Beathard, look at, snap his head around on the naked boot keep, throw an accurate ball. And here's a guy that just went out with a concussion protocol, right? They just took a look at him, catches the ball. He ain't afraid, man. He's a football player, that dude.
Yes, he is. Alfred Morris now in the game as the tailback. And he's going to be knocked down for a loss by Budda Baker. Officially, no gain on the play for Morris, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Josh Bynes, Budda Baker, I mean, those guys, that we call that run blitzing. When you read it that quickly and you just say, I'm going to my gap, I'm going 100 miles an hour, and I'm going to get in the backfield. And penetration in the running game, man, it is difficult to, when you have that kind of penetration, difficult for the backs to change their course before that penetration gets to them. They've got to be better up front. San Francisco does.
2nd and 10 on the Cardinal 48. And there is the run by Morris around this corner, and Morris still going. And the hard runner Good block that time by the right guard, Mike Person, freeing Morris for a gain of 26, and that's the longest run from scrimmage, and Richard Sherman going wild on the sideline.
Yeah, well, they're just going to pin this edge, pull both the guard and the tackle. Look at McGlinchey out there just dispensing justice on Ben Wickery, right? Just engulf the little DB. We used to say all the time, like, if it comes between hitting a little guy and a big guy, hit the little guy,
yeah,
right? When you're,
I understand that.
Right, when you're the big dude, hit the little guy.
I get it.
This McGlinchey, the rookie out there, dispensing justice on the sideline.
From the 22, Matt Breida comes back in, and Breida gets the ball, and he gets tripped up at the 20 by Olsen Pierre, 2-yard pickup. And the 49ers, all of a sudden, the 55-yard touchdown pass from Beathard to Goodwin, and on the shallow cross, seems to invigorated this 49er attack.
It's given them some confidence, there's no question. I love what Kyle Shanahan's doing right now. Let's just come out here, thunder punch them in the face a little bit, right? Be physical in the running game, set up our play action, our boot keeps off of it.
Second down and 8, and it's the first back through, and it's the fullback, Juszczyk. And he's about a couple of yards shy of the first down thanks to Antoine Bethea. But it'll be 3rd and short coming up for the 49ers, and a Cardinal is shaken up. It's Antoine Bethea. The free safety. Richard Sherman, who had starred for so many years for the Seattle Seahawks, and now
reset the game clock to
not at the point where the 49ers are where the Seahawks was, but we're going to take a look at that injury here.
Thank you.
Bethea, 41.
Tell you one thing about Bethea, he's down there scrambling around, what, 13 years in the league, making tackles. Good to see him up. Had a great conversation with him. What a professional. Just a professional in every sense of the word. Great guy, and understands, you know, that he's just privileged to play this game. Loves this game. Talked about Patrick Peterson and how they communicated after all the news about Patrick Peterson potentially wanting a trade.
Good to see him walk off in his own power. Rudy Ford, and there is the shovel pass to the tight end George Kittle, and it'll be 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line for the San Francisco 49ers. They started on their 25-yard line and have marched downfield.
Here comes Kittle right around. See behind Lincoln Tomlinson, who's been playing great football at the left guard position. Watch him pull around there. Tight path. Sees that Golden has no chance. Wants to get up there, help his guys out. I tell you what, the Niners have done a nice job with some scheme wrinkles here in this running game.
Yes, they have. 10-yard gain, nearly a miscommunication, and C.J. Beathard held on. That could have easily popped out. No gain on the play. It was Breida on the semi-handoff, and Beathard managed to hold on, dodging a bullet there, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And that could be the last play of this 3rd quarter. The 49ers, who have the only touchdown, he scored it, Goodwin, trying to get in for a 2nd time. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter here in Glendale, Arizona at State Farm Stadium. The 49ers lead the Cardinals 12-3.
The end of the 3rd quarter.
And welcome back to the desert here in the Southwest in Arizona. We start the 4th quarter. Dick Stockton along with Mark Schlereth and Jen Hale, 12-3 49ers. They threaten. They have a 2nd and goal from the 4. And Breida going to be knocked back for a loss of a couple. Chandler Jones got in there in a hurry. Good penetration. Broke open the play. So now it'll be 3rd and goal. Well, Morris's 26-yard run. Mostert ran for 14 and a couple of passes to Kittle, accounting for 63 of the 69 yards they've gained on this drive that started at the 25. 3rd and goal. Greta going in motion to the right. And here comes the run. And getting to the 2-yard line. But Bethea, who was shaken up earlier, stopping Beathard short of the goal line. And 4th down coming up. And Robbie Gold and the field goal team entering.
Well, there will come a day when you've played long enough and you're C.J. Beathard that you'll think twice before you go up there like that. Well, Antoine Bethea, and Kyle Shanahan told us, you know, his biggest strength is also his biggest weakness, and that is his bravado and toughness. He's not afraid of anything.
Fearless guy. Sometimes that could work against him. This will be a 20-yard field goal try. Gold connected from 27 earlier. And Robbie Gold with his 2nd field goal in 2 tries and extends the 49er lead to 15-3. And Beathard gets the job done. And now it's up to Rosen. 4th quarter getting underway, in a stark contrast to their previous meeting in week 5 as far as the 49ers are concerned. The number of plays, best of all time for them. Yardage, 33 first downs. But every game takes on a different hue, and this one is as well. And the key, no turnovers this time for the 49ers to this point. They had 5 in the first meeting. And the Cardinals will take out at the 25. Josh Rosen, who's completed 11 of 22.
Yeah, there's one constant. He's been under constant duress. Right there running the game. Here's Richard Sherman coming off the edge. 2 guys blocking 1. David Johnson trying to help out there. You can see him, but there is no chance there for Josh Rosen. And then another game inside Marsh feeds. There's another inside-out game. Blair looping around the defensive tackle. Constant pressure for Josh Rosen at this point.
From the 25. Pass is caught by Jermaine Gresham, the tight end. The Cardinals have punted the last 4 times they've had the ball. Prior to that, Rosen threw the interception. And they started the game with a punt and then a safety. So it's been slim pickings for the Cardinal offense today. And they're down by 12. 2nd down and 7. David Johnson. And will need about 4 yards with 3rd down coming up.
Well, it certainly doesn't excite the crowd right here. Another dive into the middle of the play. You know, it looks much like it has for the majority of the season, only being able to put up 3 points and not really having anything consistent to hang your hat on other than the screen game and the underneath passing game to David Johnson.
Most points they scored all year was the 28 they had against the 49ers, but 21 of them came off of turnovers. 3rd down and 4. Rosen pass, 1st down to Gresham. So Gresham making his presence felt with 2 receptions on this series, gets 6 yards to keep the chains moving. Whistle and an injured player, Antone Exum, shaken up, and he replaced Jaquaski Tart, who was injured and not coming back into this game. And Tyvis Powell, number 30, will come in. 49ers going deep into their secondary today.
And 12:02 on the game clock, please.
Antone Exum coming off the field and replaced by Tyvis Powell, 3rd strong safety to play for the 49ers today. It'll be a 1st down at the 37. Rosen stepping up. And the pass is going to be caught by Larry Fitzgerald. He had two guys around him, including Richard Sherman. But Larry Fitz with the completion, a penalty flag.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense. That 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the play, automatic. First down.
And they roughed Josh Rosen as well, so 37 yards on
Half
the
the distance to
completion.
the goal.
And then 15 yards tacked on.
Well, Josh Rosen first. I mean, they're bringing the blitz. They've got pressure here. Look at him slide up in the pocket, avoid the rush, and just launch one up for Larry Fitzgerald, adjusting his body in the air. It's great coverage by Richard Sherman. It's just a better catch. And here's the roughing call
On Eric Armstead.
Armstead hits the quarterback up high.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, it was the timing of Fitzgerald's jump against Richard Sherman. Two great ones at their respective positions. So now the Cardinals with a first down on the 13 of the 49ers. TJ Logan is in the game, and they fake a jet sweep, and the pass in the middle is knocked down, incomplete. And it looked like he was not sure if he wanted to just throw it away in a direction of a receiver. No penalty flag down, so it'll be second down and 10.
Yeah, it looked like it was a throwaway. He had Chad Williams down the field. I think he felt the pressure and said, you know what, forget about it. There's Chad down there. He just throws it into the ground.
Rosen pass into the end zone. Touchdown! Larry Fitzgerald. And he passes Tony Gonzalez for 7th on the all-time TD receptive list with that catch. Caught his first touchdown pass of the year last week in the last game against Denver on the Thursday night. This was 13 yards, 2 TDs in 2 games, and the Cardinals back in it. And Phil Dawson looking to add the 10th point for the Cardinals. And he does. So early here in the 4th. And look at Patrick Peterson and how exciting he is. Here's the pass, Fitzgerald, definitely a factor. Yep, they're getting the ball to their playmakers, the Cardinals, and they're back in it, trailing 15-10. So here is Byron Leftwich and Josh Rosen. Rosen with his 4th touchdown pass of the year, and the new coordinator and the young quarterback and the old receiver all combining here to make it a 15-10 game, and the 49ers will take it out on the 25.
All right, so on the clicker, let's look. 2 high safeties, one here, one here. This is the hole you want to exploit if you're the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I want you to watch this. Ricky Seals-Jones runs a smash route right here. Everybody is looking at Ricky Seals-Jones. Gets the post here for Larry Fitzgerald, and a beautiful throw by the rookie quarterback. Touchdown, Arizona.
And I noticed that Tyvis Powell was the safety back there, and now the career touchdown receptions. Larry Fitzgerald passes Tony Gonzalez, 4 behind the great Antonio Gates of the Chargers. Meanwhile, crowd is trying to make things tough for the 49er offense. Completing the pass on first down to Kendrick Bourne is C.J. Beathard, and that's close, and it is a first down to the 35. 49ers have scored on their last 2 drives, getting a touchdown and a field goal. They've had the momentum here in the 4th quarter, and we'll see if that was blunted by the Cardinal score.
Right, you got to love it. Run a little play action, exploit some individual matchups, some individual routes, one-on-one that you're getting. That's San Francisco's game plan right now. Motion and use check back into the backfield.
From the 35, hand off to Matt Breida. Breida breaks the tackle at the line and will get about 5 yards. Pushed out of bounds by Dayon Buchanan.
Bring in the run blitz. Look at him coming down here, and watch Juszczyk come and block this right here on the edge inside out, creates that hole for Breida. Juszczyk is back on my good guy list. Remember when he jumped off sides?
Yeah.
I took him off my list for a while. All right, you're back to my favorite player.
You know what? I never told him he was off the list.
Okay, good.
So no harm, no foul.
All right, good.
2nd down and 6. Beathard gets to Breida. And a flag is down as Breida is down as well, thanks to Josh Bynes. No gain. Pending the call by Allen, and it looks like a hold may be in store for the 49ers.
Holding. Offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's Mike Person, the right guard.
Yeah, and Kim Dichie jumping inside a person. He's got his head down. You cannot allow your head to look down. You got to keep those eyes up. Inside jump. He has to tackle Kim Dichie. Drops him back to 2nd down and what? 16 yards.
They bring Mostert in as the running back coming out of the backfield, and the pass, and it's going to be good. Should be short of the 1st down. Kendrick Bourne hit by Jamar Taylor. They get 15 yards. They will be short by 1 yard, will San Francisco. Jamar Taylor started the year as the cornerback along with Patrick Peterson.
This is where San Francisco excels. Quarterback under center. You can have the quarterback sneak option for you there. You've got the fullback. You've got multiple tight ends. They're a heavy personnel formation type of football team. 3rd and short right here.
And the quarterback sneak by Beathard, and he may have it. It is a 1st down. C.J. Beathard with the quarterback sneak as the clock runs down to under 8.5 minutes to go in the 4th.
There it is. His body's all contorted underneath there. C.J. Beathard driving his feet. That is just a pile of football right there.
Which team will get its 2nd win of the year? Stink, that's the big question here. Cardinals haven't won at home. 49ers haven't won on the road. And here is Beathard. And Beathard is going deep. And it's knocked away by Peterson. Goodwin was back down there. And that is as textbook as you'll get. Patrick Peterson batting the ball away. As Beathard with his deepest attempt of the day.
Patrick Peterson, you want to talk about man coverage. Look at the little jersey grab right there. Just gets that right hand up ever so, just perfectly to knock the ball away.
And earlier this week, there was a lot of story because Peterson, it was reported that he wanted to be traded. He said after a couple of days he didn't. The club said he wasn't going to be traded at all. These things happen when you're 1-6.
Yeah, want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Absolutely. And here's Alfred Morris into the game. And coming in is Hassan Reddick for the loss on the play of about 2 yards. And 3rd down coming up for the 49ers. Leading by 5.
Hassan Reddick going to take this angle underneath here. Look at him run underneath the blockers. And that's one of those situations when you run underneath, you know you have Alfred Morris, not a real speed guy, so you can definitely understand that you can get there. Big crowd. Listen to the crowd there.
Is incomplete. 4th down coming up, and it was Gerald Hodges, the linebacker, defending against Trent Taylor, who had a career game in the first meeting between these teams.
Nice effort because Taylor was open on the sideline. Once C.J. Beathard escaped the pocket, rolls himself to the right, everything breaks down. Hodges gets on his horse. He sees the wide open receiver, gets underneath it. Beautiful job by Hodges.
Pinion and Kirk with the fair catch at the 16. So the Cardinals stopped the 49ers in their attempt, trailing by 5. The Arizona Cardinals have won 7 straight games against these 49ers. There you see the longest active series win streaks amongst division opponents. The only Cardinal win this year was against Kyle Shanahan's 49ers in Week 5.
And if you're the 49ers, you got to get back to saying, listen, we'll bring blitz, we'll do whatever we have to do, but we're going to pressure this young quarterback because that's what worked early in the first half.
And here is on the end around to J.J. Nelson. And Nelson. And what did Kyle Shanahan said? We expect we may see some trick plays, and maybe we see it at this point of the game.
Well, there you have it. That's the special. As you get J.J. Nelson coming around, you flip it the opposite way. Ricky Seals-Jones out in front. And I'll tell you what, backup linebacker Elijah Lee did a really good job of getting on his horse, getting out to the edge, and making Nelson turn it back inside. There you see him trying to defeat all the blockers to his help, Warner on the tackle.
And you said Elijah Lee, yes, still in there for Reuben Foster, and a good play there. 2nd down and 2. And here is David Johnson, and he's got a first down, trying to go outside. And Johnson getting to the 38. And Larry Fitzgerald, you talk about receivers who block. He did right there to the tune of a 13-yard pickup for Arizona.
And then you're going to see, look at the blitz in here. Watch Upati at the left guard position. Just get on Lee. Nice cut. And like you said, Larry Fitzgerald, always the active guy. Cuts off the backside. That's Larry Fitzgerald, man. He's not afraid to mix it up down there.
And a first down at the 38 of the Cardinals. 5.5 to go, and they flip it to Johnson. Johnson. And it's Elijah Lee. Flag is down. Penalty marker. Elijah Lee has come in and done really well with Reuben Foster shaken up and out since the 2nd quarter. And it'll be against the Cardinals, preliminary signal shows.
Well, I hope
illegal block in the back, number 84 offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
It's against Jermaine Gresham.
Yeah, this is such a ticky-tack violation. I mean, he had the block. This was, I always feel bad for this because here's Gresham right here. You're going to see him at the point of attack. There's a good block, okay? He's got it sealed, and come on, really? You touch his back? I mean, that is not a block in the back. I know what it looks like with your hands extended, but you got the initial block. That to me is just absolute ticky-tack.
Chase Edmonds now in a tailback. Rosen couldn't find anyone. 49er injury update. Here's Jen.
Dick, you mentioned Lee was doing a good job for Reuben Foster. 49ers are hopeful he can keep it up because Reuben Foster's out for the rest of this game with that hamstring injury. He tried to make a go of it, but just couldn't get it ready to go. He's got a sweatshirt on here on the sideline. Meanwhile, strong safety Antone Exum back in the locker room. The officials did not like what they saw when they were evaluating him for a head injury underneath the blue tent, so they're taking him back for more questions.
And David Johnson may be shaken up for the Cardinals, who may have gone into the medical tent. We'll check. 2nd down and 8 for Rosen. And Rosen's got Jermaine Gresham. First down, fumbled. And the 49ers are going to recover. It looked like Warner, Jimmy Ward, kept it in play, and it was Fred Warner who was on it. And the officials will confer.
I think that
now, did Warner go out of bounds first because he couldn't be the first to touch it coming in? We have a hat off by one of the officials.
Yeah, Jimmy Ward touched the sideline with his foot before he slapped it back in. So he's an out of bounds player. You can't come back in and touch it. It's a dead ball, I believe, once it's touched. Great hustle by Jimmy Ward. Now watch Jimmy Ward come up here when the ball comes in the air. So
He's
foot's
out.
The ruling on the field is a fumble by the offense. The defender was out of bounds and touched the ball before he reestablished. By rule, this is a fumble forward and out of bounds. Return to the spot of the fumble.
Now, did his
Right on it.
Does his hand actually touch this ball?
That's the question.
Because I know his feet were out 100%. There's no question about that.
But did he touch the ball again?
Right, but did he actually touch this ball? Right there.
It is Arizona's ball on the fumble forward out of bounds.
I don't know if he touched it.
I don't think he touched it.
He was trying to.
He hasn't touched it there.
Now he's out of bounds, so now he can't touch it again, and I don't think he did.
I don't think he touched it.
The 49ers have thrown the challenge flag, rightly so.
San Francisco is challenging the ruling on the field.
Let's bring in Dean Blandino. Dean, the issue, we know we saw Ward go out of bounds, Dean, but did he actually touch the ball coming back?
Yeah, looking at that one angle with the play coming toward us, it doesn't look like he touches the football. Remember, if he's out of bounds, he's an out-of-bounds player until he reestablishes with both feet. So the key here is, does he touch it right here? He touches it there. Now he's going to go out of bounds. He's going to get 1 foot in, and then he's going to reach with that left hand. Doesn't look like that left hand touches it, and then 48 does recover it. To me, this looks like a good challenge by San Francisco, and it should be their football.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, there is no way he touched that football. He was an established player. He's inbounds if he touched it there. Then he goes out. He takes a swipe at it, but he never touches the ball.
Yeah, you don't see any change in movement at all with that ball bouncing as it did.
And I tell you what, right now the 49ers going crazy on their sideline like they know something.
Yeah, no, he didn't touch it there. No, he did not touch it. There's no way you can say that.
And that's a good recovery by Warner. That is going to be.
And Jimmy Ward saw that replay just as we did, Dean, and there's a reason why he's so elated right now, that it looks like the challenge will reverse the call. We'll see, though, from Brad Allen. But looking at the 49ers, Robert Saleh and the rest of the defensive unit, they have the look.
Saleh told us, too, the defense coordinator is like, listen, we just got to make a play. We just got to get a turnover. 3 turnovers all season long as a defense.
After reviewing the play, the defender did not touch the ball while out of bounds. Therefore, it is San Francisco's ball at the 31-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 on this hash mark. San Francisco is not charged a timeout. First down.
What a great hustle by Ward, and then Warner to recover it downfield. A huge break for the 49ers.
And now you know what we call this, Dick. 4-minute offense. Can you grind it out? Can you be tough? Can you impose your will as an offense on that defense?
Stink, this is what they do. They run the ball well. Second in the league coming in. And Breida dives forward for a couple of yards. Here's Jimmy Ward watching the replay on the scoreboard, and he saw what the officials saw, what Brad Allen saw, and the 49ers.
I love it.
The ball.
I love it. No premeditation there, right? Not a planned celebration. That is just 100% pure joy.
So no timeout was charged to the 49ers. They still have 3 remaining. Cardinals have 2 timeouts left. Jimmy Ward starting this game at free safety. Here's the pitch to Breida. And Matt Breida tackled nicely by Marcus Golden for no gain on the play. Another penalty. And Breida, who's been playing with a injured ankle.
I think that's going to be hands to the face on the defense right there. Patrick Peterson gets his hand up in the grill of Mike McGlinchey, the rookie offensive tackle, first rounder.
Breida, who aggravated the ankle injuries.
In the run, illegal use of the hands, hands to the face. Number 20, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Dale Buchanan, guilty party here, but you're saying it's Peterson?
I think it was Peterson. I think they got the number wrong. Here's Patrick Peterson coming up on McGlinchey right here, trying to set the edge. That's a tough, hard task. And there he is, hand up in the face.
The correct number is number 21.
Yeah.
The foul is on number 21.
Good call.
And that's tough. I mean, that's dirty duty. If you're a corner, you got to go up there. Most of the time, corners come up there and cut those offensive linemen. Speaking of dirty duty, I mean, look at that right there. It's like, I mean, you created your own sod farm.
So first down as a result of the penalty. Alfred Morris, who's now in the backfield, and it's Morris for about 2.5. 2-yard gain. Clock continues to run. And the Cardinals with 2 timeouts remaining and down by 5 points. And it's up to the 49ers here. Steve Wilkes looking for a stop. 49ers using, as Stink said, that 4-minute offense.
Yeah, you just want to keep grinding out, take the time, let the clock run all the way down. You see the play clock right there, 10, 9. You want to snap it underneath 5.
Second down and 8. They do. They snap it at 3, and it's Morris again. That's Marcus Golden, 3-yard gain, but clock continues to run and will be under the 3-minute mark.
And here's what you have to ask yourself now if you're the 49ers. Obviously, you just don't want to pile it in there on 3rd down and, well, at 3rd down and 4, 3rd down and 5. You may be a boot keep, something off the play action game where you have an opportunity to get it out in the flat to one of your players for the first down, or scramble if need be.
3rd and 5. Here's the pressure, and they're all over him. Led by Buda Baker. Boy, did he get in there fast. And 4th down coming up, punting situation.
Well, here he is, Buda Baker off the edge. My goodness. They had people all over both edges, sold out. They call that zero coverage. No safeties in the middle of the field. We're coming after your quarterback with everybody we have.
Did they ever? And Baker, who's been a star against the 49ers defensively in both of their encounters this year. 9-yard loss. And Beathard sacked for the 4th time.
Charge timeout, Arizona. Please set the game clock to 2 minutes and 23
Cardinals
seconds.
call a timeout
2:23 on the game
at
clock,
2:01,
please.
and they have 1 timeout left. They called it at 2:23. But it is a timeout, and the Cardinals have 1 as they reset the clock to that number. It'll be 4th down. And so now the burden of proof is going to be on the Arizona offense, Stink. They need a touchdown to win the game or to take the lead. Keep in mind the 49ers have all of their timeouts left. And Josh Rosen, who last timeout threw the touchdown pass to Larry Fitzgerald, will go to work. But first, Pinion kicking to Christian Kirk. And the kick goes out of bounds. Well, this week on Thursday Night Football, Bay Area rivals square off as Derek Carr and the Raiders take on these 49ers. It all starts at 7:30 Eastern on Fox, the NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video.
So let's see if the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan, the head coach, take a page out of Arizona's defensive playbook. Arizona bringing pressure, Arizona getting after the quarterback. Let's see if San Francisco plays back and lays back and plays coverage, or if they bring the pressure as well.
Well, the fumble didn't end up hurting the Cardinals, but now they've got to get it done on offense. And the first pass is going to be dropped. Intended for Ricky Seals-Jones. He was there. He had the ball in his hands. Injury update for the Cardinals, Jen Hale.
This run without David Johnson. He is in the locker room being evaluated for a concussion. Doctors did not like what they saw when they had him underneath the blue tent, so they sent him in there for further tests. He did run in on his own power.
Thank you very much, Jen, and that's why Chase Edmonds has been in there. So they don't have one of their big guns. They have to go without him. Second down and 10. Rosen's pass, trying to get it to Kirk. Incomplete. Third and 10. Time for a game break. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
All right, Green Bay and the Rams in a really good one. 40-yard touchdown pass, Marquez Valdez-Scantling from Aaron Rodgers, and they have the lead over the Rams. We'll take you to the end of that game when you guys are done there in Arizona. Dick, Mark, and Jed.
All right, that's a deal, Kurt. Great game there. 2:07 on the clock here in the fourth. It'll be third down and 10. And Josh Rosen has Fitzgerald for the first down. And we are down to the 2-minute warning. 11-yard pickup to number 11. 2-minute warning. The Cardinals need a touchdown to take the lead. 2 minutes to go, and they only have one timeout left. So the drama will continue here in Arizona when we return. Larry Fitzgerald, 7 catches, matches the season's high, is 82 yards, the most this year for Fitzgerald. What a touchdown pass as well. 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Josh Rosen tosses, and it's caught by Fitzgerald. Most catches, but right now all the Cardinals care about is getting the score. 20-yard pickup, one timeout left for Arizona. First down on the 42, and under the pressure. Screen pass incomplete to Chase Edmonds. Second down.
Larry Fitzgerald right here in the middle of the screen. And you know what? You're just going to attack the seams. You get a nice inside seam right between the safety. You've got to have some courage. As Ward's coming up to hit you, you know you're about to get hit. Wonderful throw, too, by Rosen, putting it right in that hole between the underneath coverage and the safety over the top.
8 catches, 102 yards. 47th time he's gone over the century mark for Larry Fitzgerald. And here is Rosen's pass, and it's going to be caught by Christian Kirk. Stops the clock by going out of bounds inside the 25 with 1:29 remaining. 19 yards here.
Well, Christian Kirk locked up right here, man to man. Watch him get. There he is right there. He gets Richard Sherman to open up his hips to go deep, and he cuts off that out to the sideline. Really nice route by the youngster.
On the 23-yard line, first down. Remember, the Cardinals operating without David Johnson, who went from the medical tent to the locker room. So Chase Edmonds, the rookie from Fordham, is in there. Rosen fakes to him and goes into the end zone, knocked away by Richard Sherman, trying to get it to J.J. Nelson. And Sherman did a terrific job breaking that up.
Boy, Sherman, and he was beat. J.J. Nelson can run, but here's the beauty of Richard Sherman on the outside. He knows he's beat. Bad step right off the bat. Watch him. He doesn't even look back. He just watches the hands of J.J. Nelson, sticks his hand right between them to break that ball up. That's a veteran that understands where his help is.
And a penalty.
Illegal substitution. 12 players in the huddle. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And a costly 5-yard penalty here. And David Johnson is now coming back in the game. Coming from the locker room back in the game is David Johnson. Second down and 15 after the penalty coming up. 1:24 on the clock, but now the ball is back to the 28. Rosen has time, and the shallow cross to Ricky Seals-Jones, and the tight end about a yard shy of the first down. The clock continues to run. Fred Warner got to him and prevented the first down.
Plenty of time. You don't have to hurry here. Clock is about ready to run under a minute, but plenty of time for Rosen on 3rd down.
3rd and 2. Pressure coming up on Rosen, and his pass is going to be caught by Chad Williams, and a 1st down inside the 10. Warner again with the tackle, and the clock stops at 50 seconds, and a timeout called by the 49ers. That's their first timeout.
San Francisco, their 3rd and final. It will be 30 seconds. Correction, their first.
First timeout.
It will be 30 seconds.
They want to preserve the clock just in case the Cardinals score a touchdown to get another shot.
Right, and here's Rosen, drop back. You see the pressure, steps up, just throws a curl underneath route to Williams. And the 49ers, like if you're nervous about them coming up and having a play called, so you're thinking they're going to spike the ball, but if they have a play called, we're not prepared for it. Smart timeout, obviously by the 49ers here to say we're not ready if you have some fades called or whatever the case may be.
And if the Cardinals happen to score a touchdown, they want enough time left to get into field goal range to win the game. That's the game we're going to send you to when this one is over. And there is Kyle Shanahan. And they missed an illegal substitution. And here comes Rosen with his pass thrown into the crowd. Stops the clock at 45 seconds. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 8.
He had a wide open receiver, Chad Williams, on the underneath route. There's another 12 guys in the huddle. Oh. So Kyle Shanahan upset about, obviously that's a penalty. It was missed.
They missed that penalty because they got too many men on the field. Meanwhile, 2nd and goal, David Johnson, who's come back into the game. And Rosen flips it out to Johnson. Johnson breaking a tackle and finally gets a foot out of bounds.
Good job by Johnson fighting to get that foot out of bounds, Dick.
Loss of 1 on the play and 39 seconds on the clock. And it's getting tenuous right here for the Arizona Cardinals, who need a touchdown to take the lead.
Obviously, you can't throw it in the middle of the field. You've got to get this ball into the end zone.
1 timeout left for Arizona. And here is Rosen into the end zone. Touchdown! Christian Kirk! Two-point conversion coming up. They'll take another look at it. And Kirk, with his 2nd touchdown catch of the season, his rookie year. 2nd round draft pick. His first was against these 49ers on a 75-yard play on the first play of the game.
Obviously, every score is replayed, but you see him secure the ball, get both feet down, secure it through the catch.
And now the 2-point conversion. Rosen. And he's going to get it with Fitzgerald. You would never know the Cardinals are 1-6 looking at this scene here.
Well, Larry Fitzgerald coming across, he's got man coverage. Chad Williams comes off, makes the man bubble over the top, and then you see it right there. Larry Fitzgerald lowering the hammer on K'Wan Williams in the man coverage across the field. Look at my man, Larry.
Now we saw the 49ers, they called a timeout, which was wise to save some time. They want to get in position for a game-tying field goal. The two-point conversion giving the Cardinals a three-point lead. And we have 34 seconds left and still 2 timeouts left for Kyle Shanahan's gang. 9-yard touchdown pass, capping a 12-play, 73-yard drive. And they did it in under 2 minutes. And the 49ers will begin from the 25 with not much time left, 2 timeouts, and C.J. Beathard trying to get him in the field goal range to send this game into overtime.
Look at Leftwich. Come here. That is awesome.
What a debut, huh?
First game calling plays, comes down to the last seconds. You get a touchdown to the rookie, Christian Kirk. 2-point conversion to Fitz.
And the pass incomplete, leading by Raheem Mostert. Josh Bynes, the linebacker, was with him step for step down the field. It'll be 2nd and 10. Clock just under 30 seconds left. Cardinals trying to make it 8 straight wins over the 49ers, but more important, get another win. 49ers trying to break a 5-game losing streak, longest active losing streak in the league. Beathard, and he's got Bourne, and it is a catch. Kendrick Bourne with a big catch, stops the clock. A gain of 19, 23 seconds to go, and the ball is at the 44.
They're playing 2-man, everybody in man coverage. Bourne leans towards the safety, the high safety, and just kicks it out to the outside to get himself 19 yards on that pickup, give his team a chance.
The ruling on the field on catch is under further review.
And under 2 minutes, of course, they review everything, and they're going to take a look to make sure that both feet were in bounds by Bourne.
Let's take a look. Nice throw, steps into the ball. There's Bourne. Catch. Foot down.
Yep, he's got
even
it.
drug a toe.
To boot.
Yeah. That's, you know, I always like it when they say that's 3 feet down.
No pun intended.
No, it's foot drag. Foot drag the toe.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down.
Yeah, that's about the quickest review we've ever seen right there, right? That was pretty easy. Nice control on the sideline by Bourne, securing that ball.
They're on the 44, and Robbie Gould getting set just in case. Career long is 58 yards. Before the game, Gould said he'd be comfortable from 55, and that would be the field goal range, the green line, the unofficial line to your right. 23 seconds to go in regulation, and this pass will be caught and knocked out of bounds is Trent Taylor. So they got to get the ball to the 37-yard line. 18 seconds on the clock remaining. And
if you're Arizona, start protecting the sideline. Play with outside leverage. Your corners force everything into the middle of the field, but you have to understand that the Niners are going to go after these sidelines. They want to catch, get their guys out of bounds, save their timeouts.
They still have 2 left to the 49ers. They got to get to the 37 for a 55-yard attempt. There that is. It is 2nd down and 3. And Beathard gets away. Can't take a sack. And we'll get a first down, I think, with Bourne. And the timeout is called. Pressure by Benson Mayowa, and Beathard, showing his escapability, gets 4 yards on the play.
The ruling on the field is the line the game was reached for a first down.
It's a first down.
Timeout, San Francisco. Their second.
49er timeout. Look at this escape.
Beathard getting out, and here's what I love about the Arizona Cardinals. They have stuck with what got them to this point. We are bringing heat. We are bringing pressure. We're not going to sit back We're not going to sit back and play coverage.
Please
And you
set
want
the
to talk
game
about a
clock
bad
to 10
time
seconds.
for a bad
Please set the
snap
game
there.
clock to
I'll
10
tell you, Beathard
seconds.
handled it beautifully, though.
He did.
So there's Robbie Gould looking for an opportunity. 10 seconds to go in regulation. One timeout left for each team. Ball is on the 45. So they would need 8 yards to get to what Gold said would be the comfort zone of 55. From here, it would be a 63-yard field goal. And here's the pass, and it's dropped incomplete by Kittles. And he would have been tackled, and kind of a blessing maybe. 7 seconds though, not a lot of time, but the clock does stop.
You have enough time to pop one in the middle of the field, call a timeout as soon as you catch it. Get on the ground. If you're a player right now, you've got to understand, you've got to talk in the huddle right now. If you catch this ball, fall down and call timeout. That's what we have to do.
Give yourself up.
Give yourself up.
Can't waste too much time with the 7 seconds showing. And the ball is snapped over Beathard's head. And Beathard, desperation throw, time runs out, and the Cardinals are going to win it. Cardinals win the game 18-15. They go to 2-6, both wins against the 49ers, who now drop to 1-7. 8 straight for the Cardinals. Heartbreaking loss for the 49ers, but for the Cardinals and Byron Leftwich, new offensive coordinator, they pull it out at the end as Josh Rosen takes them downfield for the winning touchdown and the 2-point conversion.
The backup center, Eric Mankis, first time we've talked about him all day, and throws it over the quarterback's head to the side.
2 bad snaps, and Eric Magnuson, who started at center in place of Weston Richburg, the regular. And we will be right back to back it up and wrap it up here in Arizona.